It's been a hot minute since I did my Spill the Tea Tuesday, and I'm going to try to get back into it and do it more frequently. So I have a couple things. One, today is August 8th, 2022, and tomorrow, August 9th at, what did I say? So at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., and at noon to 3 p.m. at Seattle Children's on Sandpoint Way across from Seattle Children's Hospital. The Seattle Children's nurses are having a picket, and I would encourage everyone to stand with them in solidarity and support them in picketing. They've had, I think, 9 contract negotiation attempts with management, and which have completely failed. So I truly believe that nurses need to stand together and nationwide. Like, we need to be together and not be so siloed in what we're doing and where we are and our floor, our department, our facility, our state, or our city. There's so much going on nationwide, and it is across the board that nurses are not getting good contracts. We're not getting the pay we need. So I encourage everyone to support when nurses picket, when nurses strike, and so I want to encourage everyone and just spread the word about that. The second thing that I wanted to touch base on was a huge sticking point in the contract negotiations is, of course, wage increase. I worked at Seattle Children's for 13 years. In the contract, we would always get like a 3% raise, which is never the growth in this area, the cost of living increase, which can be 7-9%. You hear all these different ranges of what it actually is. And we would get our 3% raise, pretty standard. It was never enough. And occasionally we would get bonuses at the end of the year, prorated per FTE, and they'd be like $500, but then they're taxed at 40%. So even if you worked full time, you got your $500, really you got like $275. And so I wanted to point that out because in 2020, Jeffy, the CEO Jeffy, his base compensation was just over $1 million a year. And in 2020, this is public information. I'll try to add the slide into this. He had a bonus of $1.5 million. And his increase in base compensation for fiscal year 2020 to 2021 was an increase of 7.6%. 7.6%, 3%. Children's has been coming to the bargaining table, not in good faith. They never do. They see other local hospitals as their competition. So they feel that they are right along with other non-specialized pediatric hospitals. And they propose a pay raise for nurses in steps 1 through 5. First year, 7.5%, and 6.6% for step 6 plus. In the second year, 3%. Third year, 2.5%. And they want the contract to expire January 31st of 2026. And in that last year, a 1.5% wage increase. That's a decrease. Like, we are then paying you to essentially work there because we can't afford to live in the area we're in at all. And the problem is Children's feels it's a It's a privilege to work there. I've heard that from them. It's a choice to work there. I've heard that in so many sessions with management, and our annual nurse competency. Oh, it's a choice to work here. What? And they don't care about retaining nurses, like our retention. They're just like, oh, if you choose to work here, you should feel privileged to work here. And if you're unhappy, then you should just leave. Like that's their philosophy. And which is very unfortunate, because I have said for years that employees of Seattle Children's will give exceptional care to their patients despite the institution. Seattle Children's has wanted to be in the top 10 of the News and World Report for the last decade. They've been pushing for it. They do all these things for it, but they won't support their staff in actually being a top-notch hospital. And they're not willing to pay and have competitive benefits for all these other hospitals nationwide. Like, they want to compete with the adult acute care hospital in Seattle, but not these pediatric hospitals. And they are hemorrhaging nurses. And I'll try to add in that slide that shows like the amount of loss in nursing staff, if I can find it, because it's a lot, and it's increased, and it's just going to keep increasing. So I encourage everyone to support your unions. If you're not in a union hospital, look at becoming a union hospital. And there will be more to come on this. I've got lots of information from some really good sources, and we've got some good things coming up to share with you and get you involved. So have a good night.